Hi, once again, Gaetano from Solidsteel, Italy. I'm the company owner of our brand since 1990, specialized in making racks, AV furniture, speaker stands, and wall shelves for turntables. Today, I'm here for giving more information and details about a specific range, which is the HY series Hyperspike range, which has been launched 2 years ago in our catalog worldwide. And this series became very popular in a very short time because it has been the evolution of a previous range of products, which is the HJ series. The HJ series currently is the origin of the HY because it was made with the three-pillar system. So it was like a tripod rack, which has been not dismissed, but kind of excluded from our catalog. The HY is the evolution because it has a four-pillar system taken from the Hyperspike range. So the hardware parts are made of full stainless steel, made by high quality top pneumatic controlled machineries. So there are many machinery around the pieces which are giving to the product the highest level of quality between our offer. And it has a fantastic configuration of materials and dimensions, which helps a lot the setup of an high-end audio video system at home or in a professional studio ambient. The shelves dimensions are 60 centimeters of width per 50 centimeters of depth. This means that most of the electronics and audio video components can be accommodated on each shelf, and the shelves are made in timber, so MDF wood and noble wood. Everything is always in great respect of the environment, so it is carved to formaldehyde emission compliance, of these important rules in California, which are probably the most advanced and rigid worldwide. And the stainless steel is completely made in Italy, like everything we make here in Solidsteel. So today I'm going to show you in detail in this live box how easy it is to assemble an HY-3 and how also it works to install an Hyperspike rack, because the criteria, the system is the same for all the Hyperspike range, since it is a modular rack designed for hosting and accommodating the most prestigious audio video components in the market. And yes, like I told you before, this is an evolution. It has been requested by multiple audiophile lovers, which asked us to have a four-way, a four-pillar configuration for an affordable rack, because this is well known. Many people are telling us that it is very popular because the price is the price range of this product is between the price of the S5 series, which is the most advanced in the S series catalog range, and the HF series, which is our top product in catalog, and as collocation in price range, the HY is intermediate. So medium high, it is very good, because if you are looking for some upgrades in your AV system, you can be sure that during time and years you can also purchase additional kits for increasing or reducing or dividing or evolving the units. So I think it is a very, very must-have if you are into the audiophile world, if you are desiring the best accommodation as value for price, no? This is a great solution we have in catalog, and recently it has been enriched with a selection of special shelves. So if you take a look to our catalog, to our website and catalog, just like we are now watching in the small window, you can notice that we have in our offer also the HY series in the large configurations. So you will be able of finding racks named like HY2L, HY3L, and 4L versions, which have larger shelves for accommodating huge components, like, for example, those turntables which have separate engines, so that might have bigger necessities in space for working properly. And yes, the HYL range is made of shelves which have dimensions of 78 centimeters per 50. So the depth is the same, but it is only growing the width. Currently, we have to say the last detail, which is about the shelves finishes, because since it is the first product in the Hyperspike range, we decided to make it only in one shelf finish, which is the flat black, matte black, which is extremely good because it has a kind of application which is protecting the surface from the fingerprints. So it is very well made, and it is not reflecting lights. So if you have an audio video room in which you are using projectors or video screens, video components, you can also consider that the unit is absorbing properly the lights, and it is extremely good in hiding the electronics when there's a dark environment. So I probably have spoken too much, just like always, and I would like to bring you with me now because I'm going, like I told you before, to install and assemble one HY3 rack. So come with me, and do not hesitate also to text, to type, to submit some questions if you have any doubts. I will reply at the end of this video. So, like I told you before, this is the HY3. So 3 is meaning 3 tires, 3 levels for the rack, which will have a configuration of 28.5 centimeters from the bottom shelf to the intermediate one, and 185 millimeters from the second shelf to the top one. So this product comes into cardboards. So as you can easily imagine and understand, the first one is designed for hosting and accommodating, protecting the shelves, the 3 shelves. And this small package, which is heavier than the first one, is containing all the hardware frame parts. So before of starting, I always recommend to choose the proper space in your home, your environment, for having the safest installation of the product. I recommend to pay a lot of attention in keeping children and animals away from this operation, because products contain spikes that can be dangerous if not used in the correct way that I'm going to show you. So, as you can see from this package, we have the whole hardware content, and like I told you before, there's a warning paper inside of it, a warning sheet that I recommend to read before starting, and all the parts are protective with humid absorbing materials for avoiding any risk of rust and dust, into the parts. You have here a little package with the stainless steel regulable spikes that I'm going to collocate at the bottom. So how will we start? We will start assembling shelf by shelf the unit from the bottom to the top. So if the S series is recommended as installation in the assembling upside down of the units, in this case, we are going to install the product going from the bottom shelf to the top one. So I will keep this apart from a second, and I'm going to unpack the first part of the stainless steel and the second one. The second one has the hugest pillars. So let's start from the bottom feet. Before doing that, I recommend to remove from the package the shelves. So we have a top shelf and two inner shelves. The inner shelves have 4 holes, very simple holes, and I'm going to separate them from the top. Okay, so the 2 inner shelves, and here there's the top shelf. The top shelf is easily recognizable because, as you can see from the surface, there's always a protective film. As you can see from here, there's a larger hole in which we are going to install lately the top caps. So I position here the top shelf. I remove the cardboard for having more space for my operation, and actually currently I decided to install the rack exactly in this position. So we are going to make it assembled in this area. Okay, so remove the bag. I also recommend the adoption of a carpet, because in this way, when assembling the product, you are not ruining the shelf surface. So I'm going to remove, not totally, but partially, the protective film, because it's always recommended to save it for the final step. Okay, so Okay, so this is the top side, and I'm going to place it upside down for the moment. Now I remove the bottom stainless steel parts, and I unscrew the upper hardware. In this point, I suggest to assemble all the regulable spikes. These are M8. You can screw in these bottom feet some high quality casters if you want to slide the rack, but obviously you can imagine that the efficiency of the unit is going to be a little compromised, because following our design, spikes are ruling the technical concept for dampening vibration and reducing the quantity of frequency that may generate resonance. So I screw all the spikes into the bottom feet, 4 of them. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, you can set the speed of the video as very fast for speeding up my installation. Now it's the turn of the the Hyperspike series pads protecting floor discs that are the first one to be collocated on the floor. I explain you why, because the system is going to work properly in this way. In this space, it is going to pass the shelf. So what we are going to do is this. We unscrew and we do like this. And first step. One. Two. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, now we are ready for choosing the best position for the display. I'm going to do something like this in order to have the best front view on the camera. And now I position the protective floor discs. Now I'm going to show you the most important technical process in the product installation, because from this point on, you have to check that the unit is correctly leveled. So how can we do this? You can check by gently moving the Solidsteel pads down, and if they are moving, it means that you have to regulate a bit the regulable spikes. Okay. This is very important to do because if you are able of regulating the product before of accommodating the components, it will be safer and also easier. So okay, this one seems to be okay. Can you hear? Good. Nothing is trilling, nothing is vibrating. Now we have to prepare the second shelf. I unbox again this one. As you can see, this step is fundamental because the rack is expensive and the components that may be accommodated are expensive as well, and quality is always quality. It takes time in removing the protective film, but it is an high quality protective film. No glue traces on the surface, and here we go. It is also the most beautiful part, removing the film. Yeah, it's a nice sensation, at least for me. So, in this way, we are going to install the hugest hardware parts, which are these long pillars, and I'm going to prepare them in the same way I did before with the bottom teeth. So always pay attention to the spike. I want to show you also how good they are made, because this is not a wall block. There are multiple pieces that are composing this part. So you can see the main fat spike, which is not regulable. There's a rubber O-ring, which is going to damp vibrations. And by screwing it good while fastening, you have the possibility of using the Hyperspike hardware for valorizing your components. Now we have to repeat the same process, the same step we did before. We unscrew the upper part, and we, in this way, prepare the rack in this configuration. Spike in the below side. Okay, so number one. Number two. Okay. third. And last one. I want to thank all of you who are assisting to this installation. So now it is important to grab the shelf and the level in this way. And now you only have to center the spikes in the correct upper parts of the first level. So this way, everything is perfectly leveled and perfectly installed. I prepared this for the final step, for the final box. Okay, only the top shelf is missing. And now I'm going to remove once again, my friends, the protective film. So, how useful is a 3-level rack? It is very useful because you can accommodate a source. It can be analog or digital, so you can put a turntable at the same level of accommodating a PC or a CD player. You can have the second intermediate level able of accommodating a preamp, a phono preamp, a preamplifier, or whatever you want. And the bottom shelf, this one, which has the larger space, can be perfect for accommodating a power amp or a huge integrated amplifier or a tube amplifier that may need of bigger ventilation for having the highest level of ventilation, yes, for protecting the tubes. And what else? You can also put some records on the bottom shelf. You can purchase 2 of them by placing 2 HY series racks, one matched to another, for obtaining more than 1 meter, so 1 meter and 20 centimeters of width and 50 centimeters of depth. So we are almost arrived at the conclusion of this installation. On the top, the protective film is much more because the top shelf is the most delicate. It is the one on first sight, the one that you are using probably the most, when changing records, when moving electronics. So, as you can see, no fingerprints. They are going to disappear in a few seconds. So, just like I told you before, extremely high quality painting. Okay, so the job is almost done, and now we have to install the upper hardware. Never forget that you can customize the lengths and distances between the shelves. So we have custom posts that may be able of satisfying your technical needs. Do not forget to subscribe to our newsletter, to use our configurator tool if you have any doubt, or if you want any suggestion, sharing with us your AV system, and we are going to reply you very soon with a free consulting service made for you. And never forget to follow us on our social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Visit our website if you need of further details. Share with us your AV system, sending us pictures, videos, and whatever you want of your system with Solidsteel products in it. And yes, I'm not running, so as you can see, there's no need of any rush in the installation of an Hyperspike or Solidsteel product, because as I told you before, it is not an operation that may be performed by a little child. So always dedicate your time with no rush. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, now there's only the final move for accommodating the rack, the top shelf. Yes, as you can see, now it only takes to remove the protective film from the unit, because now the installation is complete and your components are ready for being accommodated. And yes, yes, the first one has gone. I think this stuff is giving big value to the product, because it is well explaining how much care we put in selecting our product parts for giving you always the best. So now this is the top shelf, gently removing. For cleaning the shelves, it's very easy, because we recommend only a damp cloth. So no chemic products. There's no need of any particular product for cleaning the surface, only a damp cloth. Enough. Here we go. I finally made it. So just for giving you the cleanest view, I go away, I disappear, and I'm happy and glad to show you the assembled HY-3 Hyperspike rack. So, if you have any question, any doubt, any request, do not hesitate to comment, to text, to send us emails, and why not to share your opinions and feedbacks with us, because we are very interested in knowing more about your opinions, and we really wish you all the best. Enjoy your time, take care. Music is fantastic. Audiophile is a beautiful word. In our philosophy, all these things are part of a concept that we love to call slow music, because you can slow down a bit your routine, your life, and you can put your favorite records on and enjoy the show. So thanks a lot. I want to say a big thanks to all our partners worldwide, which are always supporting us, and we are here for you. Ciao, grazie e arrivederci.